today?
I don't know. I'm here because they asked me to come, and they said, Pat, come on down. We haven't seen you in a while, so I'm here. And it's about time he invited me, because I'm tired of me turning around, figuring out if I should do this, I shouldn't do the show. I'm an important guest. If I'm an important guest, he's got to invite me. I like to be invited. I like to be treated like he likes to be treated, like something important. Now, maybe to him, I'm not as important, but to me, I'm important. And I'm not here, and I hope he ain't setting me up with these three guys who claim that I badmouthed him, because if he does that, there's going to be a war in here. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Right, because
if I'm his friend, he would trust me and understand that what I did to this God for this man, none of these three kids would do, and all they want is 15 seconds of fame. But to pick on me, they picked on the wrong guy. And he knows what I'm going to tell him. If he does this, then he has no respect for me. Let him do it to Leno, and let him do it to Letterman. He ain't got the balls. But to pick on me and make me the butt of his bullshit, then we got a problem. Then we got a problem. Because my dignity is on the line here, and he ain't got enough fame or money to fuck with my dignity. And he better know that. He can't play with my dignity and my character as a man. I yell and scream for decency and good things. I put my family on the line on this show for this guy. Yeah, but meanwhile, Sam Kinison is his idol. A drug addict is his idol. That's okay. That he believes. Sam Kinnison's brother, he believes. He believes Sam Kinison. Don't believe Pat Cooper. Now I got to think. Well, I got three guys who claim you put me down. If I put Howard Stern down, I put it to his face. That's more than I can tell for some of these rat bastards.
Do you sincerely seem upset about this?
Upset? I'm livid. That's why he invited me down here, because he wants me to battle with three asses. That's wrong. Why didn't he tell me that yesterday, Pat? The reason you're coming down is because we want you to have a big argument with three guys. You know what I tell him? Forget about it. I don't have to defend myself. Of what? What did I do wrong? Because three people said I said that Howard is bad. That's wrong. It's a lie. And I'm defending myself here, and I shouldn't do it. I got to get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning for this? For what? Who is this man? God? He can't play with me. He can't intimidate me. I'll intimidate him. He's an educated man, but my common sense devours him. My common sense devours him. But he ain't put me on trial here today, because I ain't taking that crap. Now, if he's looking for sweeps week and he wants me to be part of his bullshit, that's wrong. Wait a 3.5 months. How did he call me 3 months ago? Why didn't he invite me as a guest? Just say, well, Gary Delabate, so if you want to come on the show, if you sell something. I'm not a peddler. I'm not a peddler. I'm not a guy got a push cart to come on Howard to say, I come on Howard, I'm a great guest. Remember that, because this is wrong. You don't fuck with people's life. You don't fuck with people's dignity. My dignity's worth more than anything. And I showed it on this show. And when I go against my mother, my sisters, my brothers, my uncles, my aunts, honestly, and give him the show, he should say, hey, wait a minute, not this guy. But he defended Sam Kinnison's brother the other day. When somebody says, Sam Kinnison's brother called you a low, I want to see the tape. I don't believe it. Sam is my friend. Oh, Pat Cooper's not your friend? Pat Cooper's not your friend? Why, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Howard. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. This is fucking war. Because you're not going to abuse people for your fucking fame. I don't care if I never work another day in my life, but he can't do that to me. He won't do that to me, because I'll wreck that fucking studio. I'll wreck that fucking studio. They'll have to carry me out of here, because you're fucking with my life.
We got a problem on our hands. Do you know about this?
No, what?
All right. I've invited Pat Cooper in today because first of all, Pat Cooper is one of the few guests on this show that always has an open invitation.
Yes.
And Pat is out there screaming and yelling in the hall, and nobody thinks it's a put on.
It's not.
What's he screaming about
He knows that we're going to have people here.
Now I'm glad I'm inside.
No. I mean, listen.
Here's the
Pat-
deal. We were having a discussion with Pat on the air 2 weeks ago about the reports we were getting that he was bad-mouthing you in public.
No, I didn't believe the reports because, after all, Pat's my friend. I mean,
Yes.
who else gets an open invitation? I've said I think of
Never
Pat
has
like a
had-
father.
Has a problem here.
Right. I think of Pat like a father. All right, a grandfather. Whatever. And I said, yeah, I can't believe Pat's going around town bad-mouthing me. And Pat's out in the hall going nuts. And you know how you know it's real? Because he's been calling Gary all week screaming at him.
No, he called me right after it happened, right after we had him on the air like 2 weeks ago. He called me.
I just want to
that
clear the
afternoon,
air.
And the next day, he was really upset.
He doesn't understand that
Get him
we're
in
just
here.
trying to clear the air.
I'm just trying to
because
clear the air.
I remember the phone calls. He was belligerent then, thinking that we were somehow setting him up and believing these other guys.
No, the only reason I believed these other guys was that the calls were coming in separate. In other words, it was like, uh-oh. Is he going to be all right? There's been some discussion that Pat's going to like come in here and beat me up.
Tom sent
Are
me
you-
in the hall.
Pat, are you going to beat me up?
I'm on trial, I told him. Forget me.
Uh-oh.
Because it's wrong. Understand? I'm your friend, and I don't want to hear no three idiots turn around and tell
Sit
you.
down. Sit
that
down.
I-
Sit
no,
down.
I don't want to
You're blocking my camera.
I don't care about
Come
your
on,
camera.
come on,
I don't care about
seriously,
your
sit
camera.
down. You're
Because
blocking my
remember,
camera.
Don't be a part-time friend.
No.
You be 100% friend to me.
Now
because
hold
I'd
it.
have put myself.
Hold it a
I'd have
second.
threw myself.
Hold
Hold
it
on
a
a minute.
second.
I'd have thrown
Now
myself
you're
on
out
a
of
bomb
line.
for you.
No.
No, you're out of line.
No, you're out of line.
No, you're out of line because
No,
when
you
you
are.
turn around, don't call me for 3 months. Then you get 3 skivozers who call up and say, Pat Cooper, bad
Now
mom.
there's where you're wrong.
No,
I
there's
didn't
where
call
you're
you
wrong.
for 3 months because
Yeah,
you were the only
No, you
guest
had
who
a
has an
hook.
open
You had a
invitation.
hook. You had a hook. You had a hook. Don't give me that. You're looking for a hook to get me riled up. You got me riled up. I've been riled up since that time you called me.
Listen, listen. Can
Why
I
don't
ask you a
just
question?
call me as Pat Cooper?
Can I
Just
ask you a
give
question?
something.
Can I ask you a
No,
question?
I don't want you to ask me nothing.
Listen, this is
I don't want you to ask
interesting.
me nothing.
This is
Howard,
entertainment.
Howard, I am a genius of myself.
Right.
None of you.
Right.
None of you.
You are a genius. I am the one. I'm your biggest
I
fan.
will not allow you or anyone to take my dignity or my pride away.
You
my
know.
Mother couldn't
Can
do
I-
it. My father couldn't do it, and not son. You're a stranger next to my mother, father can't do it, and I'm sick of this crap because you know something.
What?
You gotta be in A company. Don't put me in B company. Don't tell me Sam Kennison is your idol, or if Sam Kennison's brother turns around and says, I didn't pay much. I know you didn't because you're Sam Kennison's brother, a drug addict's brother.
All right, now listen to me. Listen to
Now
me.
wait a
Now
minute.
listen to me.
Now
Listen
wait
to
a
me.
minute.
Listen
I
to
didn't
me.
finish.
No.
I didn't finish.
Am I
Don't
gonna get a
idolize-
chance? Am I gonna get a
Don't
chance?
idolize a drug addict over me. How dare you do that to me?
What are you saying? I can't.
How do you idolize
you
a
feel
drug
I
addict over
idolize
Pat
Sam
Cooper? What do you
Kinison?
tell your children?
Do you
what do
feel-
you tell you? Back off.
Wait.
What do you tell your children?
You're gonna allow me to
what do you
talk?
know? I want to finish my conversation.
What? I should
what do you tell your
idolize
children
Pat
that
Cooper?
you turned around and you had a drug addict for your idol?
Now, hold it
What
a
does that
second.
tell your children?
I
What
will
the crap?
go to my grave telling my children that Sam Kinison was a great comedian.
I
Whether
didn't
he's
say
a
he
drug addict isn't the issue.
Oh, yes, it is the issue.
Why is that an issue?
Because he was a great comedian when he was on dope.
Oh, that's not true. That's
here we go,
insulting.
here we go.
Don't insult Sam Kinison like that.
Yeah.
You saying to me that Sam Kinison was not a great comedian?
I'm not saying that, but he
You
was a
told
great
him
comedian.
when he was alive.
I'm
Now you're
medication.
telling me. Now you're being a
I'm
fake.
medication.
Now
I'm
you're telling me you're
I'm
fake.
medication.
Now you-
I'm medication.
now you're
You know what
telling
my
me you're a
medication is?
fake.
My soul, baby.
Now you-
my
now you-
soul.
now
my
you
soul.
exposed yourself.
My soul, pal.
You exposed yourself.
I don't expose nothing. I expose my soul because my problem is
You
I'm a
told
decent
Sam
son of a
Kinison.
bitch.
You
That's
told
my
Sam
problem.
Kinison when he was alive
Because
that
I
he was
can't-
a great comedian.
I never. Hey. You said Jackie Mason was the greatest.
He
You
is
told me
great.
I was the greatest. Everybody's the greatest.
No,
Roseanne,
no,
I
no,
hate
no.
Roseanne.
You
I
know
hate her.
what?
I wanted to die. Now you're a Perez.
I am not.
Now you're a Perez.
No, I'm not.
Now you're a Perez.
No, I'm
Come on,
not.
another
Come on, give me
genius,
a
another
break.
talent. I'm a
Hey,
Perez.
hey.
I'm
You
sorry.
are so
you
jealous.
Gotta take it,
I
Howard.
You are
Because
jealous.
You can't give it all the time.
You're going to tell me when Sam Kinison was alive, you went around talking about that Sam Kinison was a great comedian. Now that the man's dead, you're going to pee on his grave?
No, I didn't.
That's wrong.
Now I'm
Now you got to take it.
No, I
Now
can
you
take
got to take
anything you
it.
can
Now
give.
you got to take
No,
it.
now you gotta
The
take
guy's dead in the ground. You're going to say he
dead.
sucks
Yeah,
now?
now we're gonna go to
That he was
grave
only
now.
funny when he was on
I'm glad
medication?
he's dead, not me.
Don't you
I'm
give it
glad
to me
he's
like
dead,
that.
Not me.
Yeah.
Glad he's dead, not me.
And you're going to...
He deserves to die because he's an
Why?
addict.
Why?
Because
Why?
he used
car
the crap.
accident.
The man had a car accident.
Yeah, I like to
And
know.
what does that
I
got to
wanna
do with
hear
him
about
being a
that
great
car
comedian?
accident. I
Was
wanna
he a
hear
great
about that
comedian?
car accident.
Was he a great
I wanna
comedian?
hear about that
Was
car
Sam
accident.
Kinison a great comedian?
No.
No?
No.
You're going to say that now?
That's your opinion. Wait.
After you told him when he was alive he was a great
I never
comedian?
met him. Oh, what happened, Big
I
Mouth?
don't believe
Big
it.
Mouth, I never
What
met
about
him.
you? Where's your big
I
mouth?
never met him.
And
I
what's
never
all
met
of
him.
this?
I never met
After
him.
I show you respect, I tell you what a great comedian you are. I give you open invitation
you
to
told
the show.
Jackie Mason. After you told me, everybody's a great comedian.
I kn-
Roseanne.
look at the
Hiya,
jealousy.
Roseanne.
Look
You
at
know
the
what,
jealousy.
Howard?
The jealousy.
He
The
went
jealousy.
back and read the book.
He went back and read the
And
book.
that's
Oh,
all
I
that's
d- oh.
Howard, can I say something to Pat?
Oh,
Can I say
boy.
something to Pat?
I don't believe this, what I'm
Pat,
hearing.
how many people?
I don't... Oh, excuse me.
Wait.
I don't
Nerve
believe this,
to
what I'm
defend
hearing.
my
The nerve.
dignity?
The nerve.
Defend my dignity?
Now, listen, let me ask you a
Hold
question.
on a minute.
Hold it a second.
Who
I'm
are you to
talking now.
tell me I can't defend my dignity?
I can't
Who
believe
are you
this.
to tell me I
I can't
can't
believe
defend
this.
myself?
I can't believe what I'm
I am
hearing.
crowd, baby. No more now. I'm a crowd.
Who said
want
you're
me,
not?
You gotta call me.
Well,
I'm a
there's no-
contributor.
No.
I'm a contributor. Meanwhile, he tells Leno, I don't want you. You're busting my bananas.
What?
You're busting my balls. Leno.
Listen to this.
I can't do a week, which I don't know what night I'm gonna be available.
I don't wanna
know
do
what night
Leno.
I'm
I don't wanna do the
that's
Leno
okay,
show.
because he's an A crowd. He tells Leno I have to go on first. He tells Letterman I go on first, so I
Well,
don't
what's
go
wrong
on.
with that?
Oh, I see.
Well,
but if
what's
I
wrong
do
with
it, I'm a dog. I'm a dog if I defend my dignity. I'm a dog if I defend my life.
Robin, what is he talking? Is he making
Hey,
sense?
don't bring your
Sit
lawyer
down
in
and let's
here.
say Robin.
Don't bring
defend
your
us.
lawyer
You're
in
talking to Robin, aren't you? You're looking at her. Where are you going?
No, Pat.
Where are you going?
Oh,
Hey,
dear.
Pat.
Come on. Pat, don't leave. Come on, don't leave. No, don't leave. Ah, come on, Pat.
Don't call me no more.
Pat, don't leave.
I don't want to come on the show.
No, just do it, Pat. Pat, just take a deep breath and come back. Come on.
I can't. I'm fucking bundle of nerves, Larry.
Well, you know he's kidding around.
I don't want to be kidding. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more, Jackie. Mind your business.
We love you.
I don't want to be loved no more. Fuck all you guys who love me. Meanwhile, I'm the cocksucker. He's all turn around, push him aside when you need a fucking man.
Did you-
I don't want to be loved no more, Jackie.
Did you hear what they did to me?
I don't want to be fucking loved no more. I don't want to be loved no more.
Did you hear what they did to
Don't
me?
fucking love me. That's it, because you get 90,000. You have to take that shit. I don't have to take that shit.
He's the best.
I hope that wasn't his last appearance.
It could be. We could have lost him.
Because I heard what he was saying. What he did was he went back to the book and got himself all riled
Worked up.
with everything you had
Let me tell you
said.
what's going on with Pat.
No, wait a minute. Because there are a couple of points he made there that were so garbled,
Yes.
nobody would understand what he was saying.
Yes.
He wasn't really talking about Sam Kinison.
Right.
What he said was you said Sam Kinison was great and you forgave his brother
Right.
when you heard he was bad-mouthing you because he was
Yes.
Sam Kinison's
No.
brother, but you don't give
Let me
Pat
tell you
a
what's going on.
chance.
Pat, this is what happened with his family.
Yes.
You can't do enough. I sat with Pat time and time again. Well, I didn't hear him on a lot of radio shows. I would have Pat on the. He left. He's gone. What is his story?
I'm telling you,
So-
he is hurt.
Howard,
Yeah.
jokes aside,
Yeah.
I've never seen a grown man that upset in
Listen,
every way.
let me
that
tell
could
you
be that
something.
upset.
Let me
And
tell
you
you
know what
something.
it is? It really is about these e-cameras and not being cold. That's what he said. I'm an A person. If you say all this stuff about yourself because you're an A person, don't treat me like a B person and say, oh, you come in whenever you want me. Call me and tell me you want me.
Well, forget it.
You don't
There's
call
nothing,
me for 3
There
months.
is nothing you can. I don't call anybody.
I know that.
And
but
Pat
is on a loop there.
Pat's on a loop. I can't think of anybody who has been kinder and more impressed with the
Open.
talents of Pat Cooper than me.
Before any of those other shows were calling Pat, he
I
had
can't
an
go
open
on.
door
Excuse
here.
me, let me talk now. I cannot get on the air day in and day out and kiss Pat Cooper's ass. Whenever he is here, I've called him a million great things. I've only been impressed by the talents of Pat Cooper. There is nobody more impressed with Pat Cooper. You ask my parents after Pat Cooper's on, we sit there and we discuss everything Pat Cooper said and did. I cannot think of anybody in this business. Listen, I'm hot as a pistol right now, and I always pay homage to the great Pat Cooper. I sit here day in and day out. I don't listen, every day I don't bring up Pat Cooper, but when he is here and he wants to come do my show, I tell Gary, you tell Pat he has an open invitation.
We've never
if he's
said
doing a club, if he's doing anything, express to him that I would like him to come on this program.
We've
Now,
never said no to him.
I can't imagine. And there are people who are regulars on the show that I say no to. I tell you, you know what? You've been on too much lately. Why don't you take a rest for a while because the audience will get sick of you. Give it a break. And I have, from time and time again, since the beginning of this show, Robin, you know it as long as you've been working with me, I have only, with one guest, said, Pat, come in any time that you want.
But now he's upset about that because he feels he has to have something to plug before
I
he can
never
come on.
thought in my life I would be subject to the antagonism that I just saw because I said to a guy, please come on whenever you want. That shows to me that the man does not have logic.
Howard, can I just point something out?
There is no logic.
Can I just point something out that I wanted to say to Pat? Pat seems to be obsessed with this. You said Jackie Mason was a genius in the book.
Jackie Mason is a genius.
And there's room for a lot of geniuses, but I wanted to point out, how many times has Jackie Mason been on the show?
Once.
How many times has Pat been on the show? 50, 75?
Excuse me. And you know how many times Jackie Mason has called here since we had him on to come back on and I've said no?
Right, because you like to space things out.
Pat is forget space out. Pat is a great guest. Pat knows how to work this radio program. I'm not silent about it. I'm the first. Listen, you think Letterman started having Pat Cooper on because of what? Out of the clear blue?
Well, that's
I know
what
what
I was
Letterman's
saying.
shtick is. This is the big audition for the Letterman show.
Pat couldn't get on those shows before
No.
he started
Howard,
doing this show.
Do you know what his biggest gripe was before he came in? Was that
I refuse to be insulted by Pat Cooper because now I'm hurt. Now, when I
it's
sit
bad.
and listen to a tirade against me, someone who's been a big supporter, look, I got ratings before Pat Cooper. I'll get ratings after Pat Cooper. The point is, I like Pat a lot. I think Pat's hysterically funny, as we just heard. I mean, that was a brilliant performance. But there is nothing I can do to please the guy. As a matter of fact, I got to tell you something. So all of these people called. Listen, this is what happened. Let me tell people what happened. Gary's sitting back in the office, and a couple of months ago, or I don't know, weeks ago, he receives a call that Pat, some fan said Pat was bad-mouthing me somewhere because I haven't had him on in a while. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, you didn't react to the first phone call.
No, I didn't. Then a couple of weeks later, Gary got a call from some other individual who said, hey, I ran into Pat in the Village. Pat's a New Yorker. You know, he lives in Vegas sometimes, but he's in New York a lot. So I thought it was really funny that Pat was going around bad-mouthing me, but that's Pat. I didn't ban him from the show or anything, so I said, hey, let's call Pat and have him, you know. So Pat was yelling at them, and I thought it was really great radio. So today we had all the people lined up to come in and face Pat, and let's have it.
Uh-oh.
It would have been great radio, and it would have been great for Pat.
He's not on trial.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be part of a trial. He doesn't want to get into the fun of it.
And look, can I point out something else? Because Pat was ranting about something that was hard to understand and hear that we discussed off the air quite a bit.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
About a day or two after Pat, we had this thing on the air with Pat, a listener called in one morning at about 7 o'clock and said, hey, Bill Kinnison's got a radio show in some place in California. He's bad-mouthing you.
Yeah.
And you said...
I said, wait till I hear the tape.
I wait till I hear the tape, but I'm sure Bill wasn't bad-mouthing me because Bill's a good friend. And then that's what set Pat off to call me again because he said, wait a minute.
So I heard the tape.
How come?
I heard the tape, and Bill was nothing but complimentary.
Yeah.
But this was even before how I heard the tape, and Pat's whole beef was, wait a minute. I've been a friend to you guys forever, and I'm on trial, and somebody calls up and says, Bill did this, and right away, oh, no problem.
Right. I explained that he was saying that Bill got a
No,
bye
it was a
because
different.
it was Sam Kinnison's brother.
Wrong. It's a different situation. Bill Kinnison was on tape. All I had to do was hear the tape, which I did, and I wasn't insulted by it at all.
But Pat wasn't waiting for that. He simply reacted when he heard you were going to listen to the
Howard,
tape.
guys, this thing goes back even further. Pat's biggest regret before was that you didn't invite him on your E-interview show.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that
And then-
you know what?
And now you want him during sweeps.
No. Oh, now I want him during
Yeah.
sweeps.
Yeah.
Oh, I
No,
see.
he's
But
all
Are there sweeps on
over
it?
he's
the
complete. He's
place.
really
I
paranoid.
tried to explain there isn't sweeps on it. I don't know if there is, but I said there wasn't.
Pat's going insane.
So just so you know,
I mean, I got it. I mean, I tried to talk to him, but he just wouldn't. He wouldn't talk like a normal
I
person.
left him at
I've
the
never-
elevator. Did you get in the elevator
I
with
have
him?
never seen another human being that
That
angry. He was so angry, and he was getting on the
But
elevator.
over what?
I didn't say over anything.
Yeah.
But we were trying to talk to him and trying to calm him down, and
It made it
he's
worse.
always
Hey,
pretty
get my
friendly to me.
father on the phone. Get my father on the phone.
And he said to me, he said, Jackie, don't give me any of the crap. He wouldn't listen to me either, and he got on the elevator, and I think we were all actually, I didn't get on the elevator with him. He was still kind of talking, and I just, like, watched the doors shut because I don't know if I was scared or whether I didn't want to invade his space, but he got in the elevator, and then we thought about it and thought we should chase him, and when we went down the elevator, he was gone. Nobody out there knew which way he went. There was...
Well, he's like Superman.
He's here
He
with another
disappeared.
guy, and the guy said he left his papers here and his
He
stuff
was,
here.
He was unbelievable. I was scared he was gonna come here and start beating up people in here.
Hey, we got to run that on E tonight.
Oh,
Why don't we
yeah.
preempt whatever it is? What are we running tonight?
It can't be. It can't be what happened today. It can be
Well,
better.
actually, what happened is they even taped Pat outside having a tantrum.
Yeah.
Do we have that on tape?
I wondered if
Yes.
anybody, they did follow him down the hall even when he was leaving, and I understand he got quite obscene.
They got him
Yeah.
Using
before.
the F word.
They
a
got him
lot.
before.
Can we play any of that? Can I hear some
Sure.
of it? I mean, I'd like to play it and
You
comment
know,
on it.
they're rolling it off right now.
So I think you got a whole half hour of Pat, even though he did 7 minutes in here.
I think you got more than a half hour. I
It's
really.
a lot of bleeping, but he never...
With bleeps. Hey, where's Einziger? Einziger, come in here. You lazy bastard.
You know, when I think of the list of people who have walked off the show, which is very limited,
Right.
no one's ever walked off like that.
What?
They're busy rolling it off.
Oh, are they rolling it off?
I was there. It's at least like 20 minutes of tirade.
Wow.
Non-stop, yelling, threatening to kick your butt and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
My butt.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to kick everyone's butt in that studio if you guys bring those 3 people in here.
3, we
Oh,
had
this is
7.
Before. This is before he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you mean all
Yeah, all the stuff leading up to it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I thought you meant afterwards.
Oh, everyone be quiet.
The only
What you
people,
thinking?
the only people who have ever left the show or threatened to leave the show, in my memory, are Angie Bowie and Robert Blake, and
Right.
it was nothing like that. I mean, Pat made a grand exit.
Yeah.
Robert
Pat-
Blake left angry?
Well, he
thought.
tried to leave.
Oh.
But you have a whole show. I mean, the whole show can end with the elevator door closing.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
She was still going as the doors closed.
I can't. I'm fucking bundle of nerves, Robbie. Well, you know he's kidding around. I don't want to be kidding. Come on. No more. Come on. No more. No more, Jackie. Mind your business.
We love you.
I don't want to be loved no more. Fuck all you guys who love me.
Meanwhile, I'm the cocksucker. He's all turning around, pushing him aside when you need a fucking man.
Did you-
I don't want to be loved no more, Jackie.
Did you hear what they did to me?
I don't want to be fucking loved no more. I don't want to be loved no
Did you hear
more.
what they did to
Don't
me?
fucking love me. That's your bill. You get 90,000. You have to take that shit. I don't have to take that shit.